Hi, the TAKful Creator here. Let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, grace, and mercy watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Yes? Can you show me no? Thank you. Can you show me yes? Thank you. And then we're on the right track. All right. Hi, Divine. Hi, Divine. How you doing? That's awesome. Okay. Let me know if we need all these cards. Do we need the fire? No, that's why it's back in the deck. Salt and soak. Observe. No, but we need step outside yourself, earth, air, fire, and water, and scrying. Okay? So these three cards we do not need. If they apply to you, at the end of this reading, there will be 2 readings attached that could be a little bit more your frequency. But I still, encourage you to watch the end of this one, because if you're here, you're meant. You're being called to watch this reading, okay? So I appreciate your likes, your subscribes, and if you're sharing it, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Scrying. Write down a question about your life. Choose a reflective surface, like a mirror or bowl. Quiet your mind with a full breath. Hold your question in your mind as you gaze into the reflection. Okay, so let's get some descriptive cards on this. Alright, so scrying. Oh, some reverse Leo. So where this Leo is normally boastful, outright, vocal, likes to make others aware of his or her energy, they're actually showing up in a more observant light, kind of like a stalker, kind of like an overseer, but not in a meta way, not in a I'm watching over you. It's kind of I'm peeking around a bush and watching you. That's kind of like what I'm getting by this energy. Okay, is this reverse Scorpio attached to this reverse Leo? Okay, so what I'm getting by the Scorpio, and please do not judge me, judge the energy. Judge the contract that you signed when you decided to come into this earth. Karma requires vengeance and revenge. The energy of it. Maybe not everything attached to it, but the energy of it in order to continue the cycle. Okay? And karma is necessary for progression. Life is about progression. Okay? So what I'm getting by the Scorpio energy in the upright would be a more vengeful energy. Right? The more you got me, I'm going to get you back. Tit for tat. That's what I'm getting here by it in the upright. In the reverse, attached to the Leo, if this Leo is behind a tree peeking, right, observing, it's not in a way to cause harm, to offer the tat because they feel like somebody titted them. You get what I'm saying? I'm getting more here that the vengeful nature, that hat has been taken off, and now it's a more considerate nature. It's like, because they know the energy of you got me, I'm gonna get you, they now are seeing from the light of you had the opportunity to get me and you didn't. So I'm going to move like that going forward, and I'm not going to get you. Even if I feel like I have the opportunity, I'm going to offer you that favor going forth in everything. It's a change of perspective. But how can they offer it in everything? They have to watch, they have to peer, they have to scry, they have to get the information of how something would look normally, so they know that it doesn't affect them personally. Example, if we know that, because it's snowing outside, if we know the snow brings the cold and the snow brings shoveling, why would we be upset when we want to have a snowball fight? Right? It's like we watched the snow by itself. Nobody was there. It was still cold outside. The only way for it to snow is for it to be a cold outside. But you want a snowball fight. You need snow for that. So you have to accept that some things are attached to the positive. Okay? So maybe there's an energy here that you're not aligning with. Why aren't you aligning with them? It's because you're seeing their natural forte. That's putting them in a light that whatever, you're only watching them because you think they're cool. You think they're great. But there's a part of you that wants to take away from them. Why? Not anymore. Because you've watched them, when you weren't there, still act. And it's the same. And you realize, no, they were being authentic, and they were showing you authenticity. And teaching you how to be authentic to you too, by letting you show up however you wanted to show up. Okay, that's what we're getting here too, by the, you're doing something and I'm going to watch you from behind a tree. That person's not stopping you from doing anything, but they're allowing you to do whatever process and watch the lessons, be the observer. No, I'm not saying stalking's good. If you have a stalker, call the proper authorities and get your stuff handled. But we're talking about more in a spiritual sense. Okay, if you're around someone long enough, you're going to be in or act like their energy. Well, understand it. If you're not watching them and seeing how they're going to react to certain things, but still playing in their energy, that's not healthy for you. You're not going to... They know how to operate if something goes left, but you don't. Okay, so that's what this is about in the healthy sense, right? In a healthy sense. Okay, because if you're scrying in an unhealthy sense, the divine will revoke your access. And I had to say it like that because with the swiftness, I couldn't even get the word out. With the swiftness, it will revoke your access. Okay? So, why? Well, we have a serious injury. Someone's in coma, knife, surgery, prayers. Okay. Is that a part of this reading? No, it's a separate message. Okay? So, I offer my dearest condolences. The collective will be offering the positivity and health giving that we can in this moment of chaos for you, so that you can focus on the responsibilities that need to be taken care of. Okay, so my heart goes out to you. Okay, so I'm not getting much from these. Let's see, a separate pile. Is there anything else we need to know about the sky? The irony of it all, in that someone is actually more possessive over this energy while parroting the irony. Okay, so this person who was watching, right, watching to see how this person was going to operate, basically testing this individual, they realize this person just shows up how they are all the time. This is a true character, like not a facade, not a mask, but a character. Like they were scripted, written to be like this, and it's in a way that actually brings a lot of good if you're able to see the good. So now they're going and telling everybody this because they've done their watching, and because of that, their revengeful nature is turning more into possession. It's turning more into, I have this information now, so now I'm going to be protective over what I was watching. So I'm not stalking this individual to go at them and do all this other stuff to them and be mean to them. But no, I'm observing this individual to add an extra layer of protection. Okay, so if anybody else says something, if anybody else does something, I'm like, no, I've been watching them. I know what they're doing and what they're not doing. Okay, they're not doing this, so I'm going to need you to back up respectfully. Don't try it. I'm going to need you to, look at the situation without your pride and ego. Look at the situation without the toxicity. Look at the situation from a clear mind state, a clear eye view, if that makes sense, right? Use these glasses. You'll be able to see in clarity. And that's kind of what I'm getting by this energy. They've gotten the necessary information to truly be behind, in support of. Because yes, they're behind, still watching from afar, but in support of the energy that they were observing to begin with. Okay, so then we have some earth, air, and then we have windshield and convertible top. So somebody wants to do something to windshield? No, I guess they were seeing if a windshield, or maybe something that happened with a windshield, was going to be a focal point, or like the convertible top, because the car is so expensive and it's a priority. But they realize, like, this person only views a car as what it's intended for, a source of transportation in a way that can get people to and from safely. Okay, instead of all this extraness and all this, maybe, I don't know what they could be doing terribly with the car, but like maybe stealing other people's car or doing bad stuff inside the car, like maybe selling drugs, or bringing in strippers, or being the stripper. I don't know. Like, I'm guessing all of these things, any negative thing that you could think of, that when the windshields are covered, like maybe they have tinted windows, like all they're shielded from people to see what's going on inside their car. So this car is like the breeding ground, and they realize, like, no, the car is full on a tool to help life move easier. Okay, so I think is that the end for that? Okay, so then we have earth, air, fire, and water. Okay, so the 4 elements can help you read patterns, track which elements appear in the nightlife, and in what form. Are you dreaming of fire or water, meditating with crystals, which is earth, or incense, which is air? Okay, so here, this is more with the scrying, right? So this person was observing how they operate, like when they use incense, how often they use incense, if they use their crystals often, what do they do when they have crystals on, when they don't have crystals on. Like, they're really observing this person, because I'm assuming, even if they're like coming up in the reading, they don't have to be excessively spiritual, but based on this card alone, this person is into spirituality and understanding how the collective is the work we all called and meant to be a part of, right? So they're knee deep in it. Like, I'm not going to put expert or any master or guru or beginner. I'm not like when there's incense around, they're really philosophical. But they noticed them without incense being around, and they were still that same philosophical vibe. They didn't really change much without the props being there, because to them, these props were magical. In actuality, these props are enhancers. So maybe if you're frustrated, you need something to balance your energy a bit more so you can show up in the light that you're called to. Okay, then wear some amethyst. You know what I mean? Maybe you have to go into a dangerous situation, but that's the only way to get from point A to point B. Well, wear your tourmaline. Wear a bit of jade for luck, optimism, and wisdom. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a speech and you need to speak in front of a large group, but you can't mess it up because this is your defining grade, you know what you should wear? Some emerald. That's the one for you. Use some emerald. The birthstone of May, I'm telling you, Tauruses with their Tauruses with their vocal nature, I'm telling you, superpower. And if you need help in pushing away the anxiety and stress by aligning your chakras so you can be your authentic self in full alignment, wear some emerald. And also wear some jade. That double green, luck, baby, luck. Okay? But this is how this person uses these props. Not as magical endeavors to put a cloak over who they don't want the world to see. Nah, they're going to let the world see them for them. Okay? And this other energy, this watcher, appreciates that now. Okay? So let's know more about this, because my guides are telling me there's not much more there, but just to see what falls out. Okay. Dark webs, black market, glow up, oh, SUV or truck. So here we go. This convertible top, where the car was the main priority, this expensive venture, is now being seen as just a regular truck to handle things, get stuff done, right? So at one end, people think it's, maybe it's a drug vehicle, right? Because we talked about the windshields, maybe be tinted out, maybe it's a Charger, like it's really expensive, and the demographic that's in it, the age group, it's just like, well, how can you afford that so young, type of thing. Well, and I'm not judging, because if you knew my aspirations, I'm not judging, but to the world, it just seemed too too much, too good, so it had to be by dark means. But in actuality, no, it's literally a truck. Like, what do you get a truck for other than to transport material items, transport goods? Okay, you can get a van or a car to transport bodies, and a good amount of bodies, but you get something like a truck, like a pickup truck, like a moving vehicle to transport items from a store to another place, from a house to another house, to one location to another location, whatever. You're transporting items, and now these people are seeing that all of this back and forth this person was doing is because, not because they're doing black market stuff, they're doing stuff behind closed doors, but it's because they are helping people handle the responsibilities they need to. That could be purchasing stuff for houses, glowing the house up, or purchasing food so that they can be healthier, or purchasing medical supplies, or getting medical supplies for, other people because the time frame doesn't work for them and they need their subscriptions, type of thing. So they're the person because their time is opposite of everyone's time, can use their truck to assist. And that's probably the reason why they've always are in their truck, or they're always using their truck, or they keep investing in getting another truck and another truck, and they're probably one little old person. Stop judging him. I'm sorry, or her. Stop judging them. They're doing it because they probably have other entrepreneurial ventures that require material that if you get a little car, it's not going to be easy to transport. But getting a truck and maintaining the truck lifestyle, you can move in the light the divine has you because you can keep the materials with you, type of thing. Okay, so next we have step outside yourself. Sit quietly and focus on your breath. Allow your thoughts to flow through your mind, noticing them pass by. Try not to focus on them. Learn, observe your thoughts, however loud they might be, without getting entangled. If we're not talking about a stalker, we're talking about a stalker. I hate to break it to y'all, but like we're basically talking about a stalker. This person is scrying. They're looking at how you're doing things, when you're doing things, why you're doing the things you're doing, and seeing if it affects you. Like, they're truly being observant. And then in their observation, they're taking note so that they can develop more information, like analysis, and so that they can, like, I don't know what they're going to do with this information. We'll see that soon enough. But it's just like, what I'm getting from this card is that you, whoever I'm speaking to, you are either a creep that it needs to be a full-on mad scientist, or you are a high vibrational being that needs to cloak themselves a little bit less so that people don't have to do all of this to see you thrive in your light. The whole point of you being chosen, which is what the most high vibrational beings in this 3D matrix are chosen, for you to be chosen and then hide it from the world is deceptive. It goes against your fabrication. So take off the cloak, all right? Let people see your figure, like, show off, but in a way that's graceful and humble, that they can learn from you without wanting to hate you from afar, because they have to be afar to see whatever you're doing or see how you're operating. Okay? So let's see. Step outside yourself, because they're stepping outside themselves to see you. There's some emotional healing that's happening on the stalker's part. I hate to call him a stalker. I'm a stalker, but there's emotional healing. There's a lot of emotional healing. They're seeing that everything they thought was wrong. They're seeing how they were the issue, that they were the problem. And the reason why I say it like that is because that's the vibration they're in. High vibrational people go through the purging because they see how they accepted a problem and didn't create the resolution that was appropriate for the experience. They create a resolution that would be perfect in the ideal world, but they're not living in that. Instead of doing the observation and creating appropriate solution, they looked at their own feelings, guilt, and hurt, and create a solution there. Save your feelings instead of save what could mean that you never have to be in those feelings again. How crazy, okay? But there's emotional healing happening on this scryer's part. Scryer, yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Okay, there's a card that is not right with the others, and we're gonna put it in the forefront. Okay, what is that card? What is that card? Cancel culture. Okay. So, cancel culture. Does that mean that this person that's being watched is canceled? Okay, does that mean that the scryer has canceled their ways, canceled whatever